If you enjoy iPad gaming and you want to level up your setup, using a game console controller can produce a more familiar experience. In this video, I will show you how to connect a PlayStation or Xbox controller to an iOS device. You can set this up with pretty much any controller, as long as it supports Bluetooth. Now, the setup process is exactly the same whether you play games on your iPad or whether you play them on your iPhone, so you can follow this tutorial for both. The first step is to go into your settings and head into the Bluetooth panel. In here, you will see all of the current Bluetooth devices that are connected to your iPad or your iPhone. Currently, our DualSense controller has not been detected by our iPad. Now, for your controller to be detected by your iPad, you need to put it into pairing mode, and depending on which brand you actually choose will determine what the pairing mode entails. Now, with an Xbox controller, to put it into pair mode, you simply just click the button on the rear of the controller and you click and hold that, and then the controller will begin to flash. You can then see on our iPad that the Xbox wireless controller has been detected, and we can go ahead and choose that as our wireless device. With a PlayStation controller, whether that's the PS5 or PS4, there is a particular button sequence that you need to initiate. For a DualShock or DualSense controller on the PS4 or PS5, you're going to want to hold down the PlayStation button and the share button simultaneously for 3 seconds. Your controller will then begin to blink, as you can see here on the PS5, on the touchpad, and it will then be discoverable within your Bluetooth on your iPad. You can go ahead and select DualSense controller or DualShock controller if it's from a PlayStation 4, and that is it. You have now connected your PlayStation controller to your iPad. And to prove that this is working perfectly fine, we can boot into Rush Rally 3, and you can see that the controller is just working like it would on a video game console. We can choose and select things within the menu and jump straight into a race. The cool thing about this particular title with the DualSense controller, it supports haptic feedback. So you can basically get your vibrations through the controller like you would if you were playing Gran Turismo or something like that, which just makes it a little bit more believable when you're racing the cars. There is a pro tip that I must share with you about preserving the battery life of your game controller. If you've completed your gaming session on your iPad, you need to know how to turn your controller off. Otherwise, you'll just close out your game and go ahead and do your other tasks or put your iPad away, and your controller will remain on, which is no use because the next time you come back to play video games, your controller will be completely flat. If you swipe down on the top right hand corner on your iOS device, this will take you into the control center. Now you'll notice we've got a Bluetooth icon here within this widget. If we click and hold on this widget, this will expand these parameters. We can then click and hold on this Bluetooth icon, and you can see we have our DualSense controller currently connected. If I click this a second time, this will disconnect the Bluetooth controller and it will switch it off. So we now are no longer wasting all of the battery on our PlayStation 5 controller, and it's ready for next time we need to play. Now we can go ahead, just click our PlayStation button on our remote, and it will automatically sync back up. If you want to learn more about playing video games on your iOS device, check out this video here where we take a look at the gaming performance on the M1 iPad Pro.